Welcome to Danimal's House, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at how I chose to run the hydraulic connections from the back of the tractor up to this Frontier PG12 pallet fork grapple. Let's take a look. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about what we're dealing with here. So we got a John Deere 3039 tractor, a 320R loader, and then we've got the Frontier pallet forks with the PG12 pallet fork grapple attachment. So when you got that set up, basically what you need is you need a third set of selective control valves to make that grapple close and clamp down. So there's a couple different options for that. The dealership's going to give you options to run a third set of hydraulic lines along the loader because you got a lot of things going on there. You're going up, you're going down, you're tilting, and you got a lot of stuff happening here. So if the dealership puts something like that on there, they were talking like $1,500 to $2,500 to make something like that happen. Well, I mean, some guys maybe do this for a living. I use the pallet forks with the grapple only occasionally. So I had no interest at all in spending more money on the hydraulic connections than what I spent for the grapple attachment. So I'll just take a real quick run through of what I chose for a solution. Okay, so in the back, I've got selective control valves. There's a little up and down button that's on my control for the loader, and that controls these hydraulics right here, these selective control valves. So what I chose to do is I went and I had 14-foot hydraulic hoses made. They're 3/8 hose, 14 feet long. I put 1/2-inch standard connections on there from the hydraulic place that made the hoses. And then I used John Deere to get the male and female connections for the extensions because I want to make sure that all those match. Those are the same brand. Most of the hydraulic people I talk to say it's a little bit tricky to mix brands. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and leaks are frustrating. So I just went with the connectors right from the dealership, but the hoses, I went out and I got those done from a different place. So they start back here, and we're basically just routing them up to the tractor. So what basically is happening here is these are loose. Again, I'm only using this grapple occasionally. I am not using this grapple every single day. I've got these hoses routed right by the seat. There's plenty of room. I've got them tucked down. Usually when you're driving, for the most part with the e-hydro, I'm not really ever using the brake. So my left foot is pretty much stationary. My right foot is always using the pedals for forward and back. Unless I'm on a hill or I have to turn very sharp, I'm really not using my left foot. So these hydraulic hoses are coming underneath the stationary mount for the loader, which is round, and then they come up to these connections right here. So on the grapple itself, there was a clamp system that I really liked. It basically holds 2 3/8 lines for hydraulic hoses. And so I went to Research Now, I picked up 2 more sets of those, and then I found on Amazon, I found these little turn handle bolts. I believe they're 3/8 bolts. And then I had to drill out a little bit because it was really close. It just didn't work quite right. I had to drill that out to get through there. And then I did have to drill into the arm of the loader so that I could tap that and make that threads. But basically I can turn this in and out. I can take these on and off very easily, and I can leave the mounts there or take the mounts off either way. And now I've got a secure connection from when my loader goes up and down. Now you come over here, you take a look. These are the terminations for the extensions. So this is the end of my 14-foot run. And I've got the female connections on here that go right to the connections that came with the pallet fork grapple. And then the last step, so I've got this mounted, this stays in here real nice. The last step was to secure this little short run of hoses to keep those from falling and flailing. All you need is one little accident where those get pinched, and then you've got a big problem. So I just used some 4-inch Velcro to go around and secure those. This bar right here does not do anything other than pivot, and so it doesn't move other than just turning. And so I've got my slack all right. I kind of measured that out. I used an extension cord actually to figure out that I needed 14 feet. I used a simple 25-foot extension cord, and I routed it exactly right, measured it with a tape, and went and had all my connections done. So this thing works real nice. Let's take a look at how it bends, and we'll see that none of this stuff kinks. Now we'll take a look at what it looks like to rotate the pallet forks up and down. And you can see where everything just kind of flows nicely, and nothing moves other than a gentle twist. And so I think we're safe here. So that's a good look at what it is that I chose to do with the hydraulic connections for the pallet fork grapple hydraulics. And I basically spent a fraction of what it would have cost to go to the dealership. I probably have between $250 and $300 in the hydraulic connections to get up here. So any other option from the dealership far exceeded that amount. And I've got flexibility where when I'm finished with the grapple, I can take it off quickly. I can store my extension hoses with the grapple, and it's a pretty simple process to go on and off. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you'd like it, please click. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next episode of Danimal's House.